if, just to give the correct numbers, if you're somebody who is trying to get an appointment with the VA, community care becomes an option and should be allowed to you. Although I've seen comments, hasn't happened to me personally, but I've seen comments in different videos I've done saying that people have been denied. There's also been quotations from, I think it was Sharif Ellenhall, where there was some quotes that were given about how he was pushing on the medical side of the house to not make it easy for community care, to steer people into the VA healthcare system, no matter what, essentially.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, jump in.
Real quick, sorry. This just came off the top of my mind, and I want to drop this bomb and then give it right back to you. I'm glad you brought up Ellen Hall. That's the VHA director. Is that his title? Whatever.
Yeah.
He's the SES of the VHA. The last 4 years, what bothers me, Jason, is whenever politics start affecting veterans, we saw the last 4 years kind of erode and take away from community care. And I asked myself, is that because of funding, which is a plausible answer, right? It's a logical thought. Community care does cost a lot. Or is it a way that one admin can make another admin look bad? And if that's the case, I think that's where veterans will see themselves in trouble. That's no longer bipartisan, right?
Right.
And so, food for thought. I want to drop that bomb.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
And here's my thoughts on that, is that I think that when you get at the highest echelons of leadership in any organizations, or you become an elected official, or you're appointed, or you're at the highest echelons, self-preservation is a very, very real thing. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have cheeks in the seat at your VHA facilities, you're no longer relevant. Now you risk losing staff. You risk losing your footprint. You risk losing all kinds of things. So from that perspective, from a business perspective, I get it. Drive people to us. They must come here. They must come here. I get that, but not at the detriment of the veteran, right? So because this is not a business, right? Because it's not a business, you can't look at it that way, but people do, right? I have these employees that I need to make sure that they have enough patients coming through to keep them employed. You might have some of that feeling as well. But when it comes to community care, Clay, it says that if the VA can't schedule an appointment for you at a VA health facility that's within 30-minute average drive, 30-minute average, not 30 miles, 30-minute, a 30-minute average drive from your home, or we can't schedule an appointment for you within the next 20 days, then that should make it to where you can be able to utilize community care for primary or mental health. For specialty care, they kick it out a little further, but for primary and mental health, that's the way that it should be. And, when you think about the VA and the VA's footprint, I get it. People, it's a weird situation, Clay, because, you want your cake and you want to eat it too, right? I want a robust VHA system out there for me. But if I live far away and I can't utilize it, well, then I also want to be able to have community care at my fingertips. And from a cost perspective, the VA is better off to do community care than to establish another clinic somewhere that gets very few people. It's kind of off and on. And on top of that, think about our population, right? Our veteran population, the population in general, really, since COVID, right? All of a sudden, people are like, oh, wait a minute. I don't need to live here. I can move anywhere. I have now a remote job, or I can go get a different job, or I started opening up. Maybe I don't want to live in a city anymore. Maybe I want to go live somewhere else. When that starts happening in the form of hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people, well, now all of a sudden that VA facility that's sitting there that got built 15 years ago has lost 20% of their veteran base. Mm-hmm. That's not a good way to run a business, right? So now those facilities will have to do something over time, right? Might not happen today, but 10, 15 years from today, maybe a base closed somewhere, right? Through a BRAC. And now you have less veterans that are replenishing the ones that are dying. And so the population of veterans is decreasing. Now you have a VA facility that's halfway running, half of it's cordoned off. What they'll have to do is partner with the community to put in civilian care in there. There's so many things that go beyond the bumper sticker of, VA healthcare should be everywhere. Well, okay, yeah, sure, but you got to be responsible. You can't just have a bunch of people sitting around on their hands. Back to you.
Absolutely. I am loving this rant style. We need to do more topics like this. And I'm going to try my best to keep reiterating this because I know comments are going to be absolutely insane here, which is okay. I don't know about Jason. I'll speak for myself. I'm sure Jason would agree. Comments on this channel and my channel, I so welcome differing opinions, right? I want to see it all because we are the veteran community. It's not right or wrong. And we all have our opinions, which is totally cool. And again, to reiterate, bipartisan, the Mission Act, right, which was Trump's first 4-year term, that was a bipartisan legislation. It was not a red wave like we see today in the Senate and the House. It was bipartisan, which is good. We see the PACT Act get passed. I already know people are going to go, so-and-so didn't. Got it. Okay. It still passed. And PACT Act was bipartisan, signed by Biden. So, but yet that's two solid examples. One healthcare, VA healthcare related, one VA disability related. PACT Act is largely VA healthcare too. Bipartisan legislations that were passed, House, Senate, President signed, boom, bing. That's where we're at today. So yes, veteran issues are bipartisan. I'm going to try to reiterate that as much as I possibly can.
Yeah. No, I agree. And on the comments side, I do not delete. Look, my feelings don't get hurt. Everybody, look, I'm just trying to, and we are trying to just share a perspective of things. Sometimes things get carried too far one way or the other, and we're trying to just hone it in and go down the middle here with what information we have and what knowledge base we have. All comments are welcome. I do not delete any comments. If a comment gets deleted, YouTube did it, not me. Right? It's weird. I don't know why it happens. And I've had people say you deleted my comment. I'm like, nah, I don't even know what comment you're talking about. I don't even know how many, 1,400 videos. I don't have time to figure out all the comments. So somebody else replied and said, look, if you say certain things, YouTube will do it. Try saying something that includes these types of things and you'll see. And, I just take people's word for it. I've heard it happen. My wife says it all the time that her comments get deleted. So there's that.
Well,
anyway,
what's she saying?
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up